And hello, as I promised you, we were going to do a series of exposés dealing as electioneers in Jamaica, dealing with past prime ministers, beginning with Michael Manley. Um, we've talked about Michael Manley, we've talked about Edward Seaga, we've talked about um, PJ Patterson, and now it's time for us to talk about Bruce Golding. We want to talk about Bruce Golding and what could have been or what may have been, but wasn't, or who, what should have happened and didn't happen. So Bruce Golding, a man once hailed as a cerebral reformer who could cleanse Jamaica's politics. But what did we really get? We got a prime minister caught between principle and power, one whose legacy was tangled in a scandal and lost an opportunity. One of the worst in Jamaica's history. It could easily be said that it was a case study in paralysis. So let's look at Bruce Golding from 2007. He swept into office with the Jamaica Labour Party and then the People's National Party's 18-year rule. For many, he symbolized hope, a principled politician with an eye for reform and a mind for policy. He spoke the language of change. He promised transparency, constitutional reform, and new political culture. But beneath that promise was a fragile foundation, and the cracks began to show really quickly. Bruce meant a lot to a lot of Jamaicans. After 18 years of paralysis, 18 years of PMP rule, people wanted a change. But the pivotal moment for Bruce Golding was the Christopher Dudus extradition crisis. Bruce Golding's decision to initially resist U.S. demands for Coke's extradition, ostensibly on constitutional grounds, quickly unraveled into a scandal of monumental proportions. Behind the scenes, the JLP had hired the American firm Manat, Phelps, and Phillips to lobby Washington uh, to represent uh, the government. At least that's what they said. That's what Bruce Golding said. But at the end of the day, under intense pressure, it came out that Golding hired the law firm to represent the JLP, and I think in the end that became the death knell for Orett Bruce Golding and his reign as prime minister. Bruce Golding admitted that he had sanctioned the payment not as prime minister but as party leader. That distinction to me wasn't just a political blunder. It was a revelation of how deeply the lines between government and party interest had been blurred. A dangerous precedent in any democracy. The fallout was swift and severe. The Tivoli Gardens incursion in 2010, a military operation to capture coke, led to the deaths of more than 70 civilians. For many Jamaicans, this was not just a failed operation, it was a massacre. For others, it was an operation whose time has come. But it was a failure of state accountability for some people and a direct consequence of a government trying to shield a politically connected criminal don. Golding's moral authority never recovered. His government limped on, but the air had gone out of the room. He had no moral authority or moral clarity to lead. And what's tragic about all this is that Golding could have been the reformer that our country needed. He had the intellect, the legal mind, and the understanding of how broken the system was. But when it came time to confront the old machinery of tribal politics and garrison control, he blinked. He compromised. And in doing so, he became a cautionary tale. And the premiership, the leadership of Bruce Golding should be a case study in what not to do. So, how should we remember Bruce Golding? Bruce is still alive, thank God. But we should not remember him as a villain, but as a man who fell short. A leader who promised transformation but got caught in the same web that had trapped so many before him. In the end, Bruce Golding didn't lose Jamaica's trust because he made a mistake. He lost it because he protected power over principle at a moment when the country needed the opposite. The question we must ask as a result is how many more leaders will we allow to sell hope and to deliver excuses? Right now, we have a government that many think has not fulfilled its full mandate, but at least we see results. There are others who are hell bent on leadership at this time, and we have not seen anything from them, and we haven't seen any track record of leadership from them or producing for the Jamaican state. Let's not forget, elections are not only about what people who vote can get. Everybody wants to get something, but the enduring principle is to build a better country, not who can hand out freebies and who can give gifts. What we need is nation building. So generations to come will have it a little bit easier than the generation that has passed. That is what leadership is. Folks, this has been the deep dive. Like our content, please share, give us a thumbs up if you like it, and please share our videos. For those of you who haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and let us hear your views on what we have to say. Thank you very, very much, and I'll see you on the next go around.